Welcome to SVG-TV News for Wednesday, July 27th, 2016. I'm Lafern Fraser with the details. The Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force is going the extra mile in an effort to curb crime and violence in this country. This comes as the area of Rose Place experienced an extensive police raid early this morning. During an exclusive telephone interview with Christopher Benjamin, Assistant Commissioner of Police in charge of operations, he explained the operation labeled Operation IGERP, Illicit Guns in Rose Place, is part of a recently implemented Operation Typhus, taking firearms off the streets. Benjamin added that very often the need arose for different strategies to be introduced to keep abreast of their responsibilities as law officers.
But there are times when we need to do a little more than that, that will cover a wider search. So we apply for a warrant to conduct such search. It's the first application for one of that type, and that was done in Batum Town from 5 to roughly around 10 this morning.
Benjamin further labeled the raid as a success as it was executed in a controlled manner and the police did not experience any interference.
In the process of doing our tabulation, but I can assure you that if firearm was recovered, also other illegal drugs and contraband stuff were also a part of what was recovered. And a number of persons arrested during the operation.
Right. You said that it is the first operation of this nature. Are there plans in the pipelines for more of this since the first one has been a success?
Well, I said it's a force of this nature, but who knows? If the needs arise, yeah, we will. There's no restriction because the law is there, and we are the custodian of the law, and nobody is above the law. And if we have to use it to get the job done, we will.
Calls for another look at sedition laws as well as concerns for the rights of expression of Vincentians have been raised by lawyer Zita Barnwell on a local radio program. Barnwell, who was speaking on the issue of Paul Scrubb's arrest and sedition charge, pointed out that St. Vincent and the Grenadines was clearly lagging behind countries like the United Kingdom, Jamaica, Antigua, and Trinidad and Tobago, where libel laws were repealed.
In 2012, when Grenada abolished criminal libel, this is what the Attorney General had to say. The Attorney General there said, "This government, even in opposition, felt, as a wide percentage of the world does, that having criminal libel on the books is a form of hindrance to freedom of expression and of the press. We are of the view that civil responsibilities and forms of redress are adequate." Those words were said by the General Attorney at the time, Rohan Phillips. The media went on to ask about the broader implication of the repeal. And the Attorney General commented that, saying that the abolition of criminal libel helps to keep democracy alive and keep those who hold the reins of power in check. And I just want to leave that with Vincentians.
Barnwell then read out the law which covers the act of sedition.
And the seditious intention means to bring into a person, if you utter seditious words or print seditious material, is to bring into hatred or contempt or to incite disaffection against the person of the sovereign, her heirs or successors, the Governor General, or the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines by law established. Also, there's several factors that one will consider. To excite the inhabitants of St. Vincent and the Grenadines to attempt to procure the alteration otherwise than by lawful means of any matter in St. Vincent and the Grenadines as by law established. To bring into hatred or contempt or to excite disaffection against the administration of justice in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. To raise discontent or disaffection amongst the inhabitants of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. To promote ill will or hostility between different classes of the population of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Grenadines, or to incite any person to commit any crime against any person, property, public order, or otherwise in disturbance of the peace. I also want people to consider whether or not the so-called 2000 roadblock revolution, whether any of that happening at the time was seditious.
Senator Julian Francis made calls for the preservation of the traditional aspects of Carnival on a local radio program aired on Tuesday night. Francis spoke openly about the collapse of Vincy Mas, the highly criticized Carnival Development Corporation, and the influx of private events which now occupy a significant part of the Vincy Mas calendar. Francis emphasized that the three main aspects of Carnival, those being Calypso, Mas, and Pan, have their fundamental place in the national festivities and therefore cannot be eliminated and should be considered main events. The senator added that serious discussions are needed to ensure the continued development and progress of Carnival, and there has to be a role for an organization to pursue the fundamentals of Carnival. He stated while there is a place for the private fetes, which mainly target an elite audience, this creates a void which causes a negative effect on the economic activity in Kingstown.
Shows in the park. I understand the crowd for Soca Monarch this year was less. I could understand that because there was not the fight between Skinny Fabulous and Fireman as usual. So that took some sting out of the show. But the crowds went down. Miss Caraval had a fantastic Vincentian artiste, matter fix. But I believe he ended up singing to 1,000 persons, if so many. So Victoria Park, in the traditional type carnival, is seeing a reduction in attendance and the private parties showing a significant increase.
Aiming to enhance client experience, CIBC First Caribbean Bank continues to deliver an environment of responsiveness and convenience across the Caribbean region. With this in mind, the financial institution has partnered with Massey United Insurance to launch their new home and auto insurance agency, officially launched in SVG last evening. SVG-TV's Nikita Tony has the details.
CIBC First Caribbean International Bank has celebrated another major milestone with the launch of its home and auto insurance agency, SVG branch, last evening. Noting that the launch of the insurance agency is another tangible demonstration of the bank's commitment to provide innovative products and services to its customers, CIBC First Caribbean Retail Banking and Operations Manager Andre Cadogan noted that the agency is aimed at further enhancing their customer experience.
Positioned alongside our other superior lending and credit facilities, this new insurance offering will bring an even greater level of confidence to our customers. Get the insurance they need right where they bank. They can also make payments and file claims all conveniently from our Halifax Street branch.
Managing Director of the Barbados Operating Company, Donna Wellington, outlined that their partnership with one of the region's leading insurers, Massey United Insurance, allows CIBC First Caribbean to offer its co-branded CIBC home and auto insurance products in 8 of its 17 operating countries, including SVG.
And we recognize that our customers have choices, and that choosing us as your insurance agency is not an automatic thing. We have taken into consideration the need to make this process as hassle-free as possible with differentiated service. We offer a great price backed by quality via strong rated and reputable insurer, Massey United Insurance.
Expressing his elation at being a part of another CIBC milestone, Massey United Insurance Director of Business Development, Strategy and Marketing, Michael Armstrong, noted his company's pleasure in partnering with CIBC First Caribbean.
During this challenging economic environment, insurance coverage is imperative to safeguard against the unexpected. Seeking sound insurance advice from a trusted provider can be integral to the continued financial well-being of homeowners and new vehicle owners. With the coming together of the strong brands of Massey United Insurance and CIBC First Caribbean, the bank's customers can be confident that their future is secure.
Having already started operations here in SVG, the CIBC Home and Auto Insurance Company is said to be receiving great reception from the Vincentian public. Reporting for SVG-TV News, I am Nikita Tony.
Perseverance is not simply about never giving up, but also giving up the old ways which continually lead to failure. This was the comment made by Chelsea Ferdinand, CARICOM Youth Ambassador and GECU 2001 Scholar at the General Employees Cooperative Credit Union their 14th annual Scholarship Awards ceremony today at the Methodist Church Hall. Ferdinand quoted from the book of Romans to encourage the students to develop a spirit of perseverance, as this was a necessary factor in their overall development.
We rejoice in our sufferings because we know that suffering produces perseverance. Perseverance produces character, and character, hope. So boys and girls, even if there is no visible success to be gained, even if you don't get money or verbal praises from the ones you love, if you don't have any friends, you get no fame, and if, God forbid, you don't do well academically, you still continue to persevere, trusting in God to fulfill His promise that perseverance will make you stronger, a more grounded individual. And I say this from personal experience. Base all of your endeavors and hard and smart work in God, and you will always find true success. Congratulations, and I wish you all the best.
Kelvin Pompey, president of GECU, in his remarks stated that the ceremony was part of GECU's way of congratulating students who were successful at the CPEA examinations. Pompey added that GECU planned to spend approximately $140,000 over 7 years on scholarship recipients, and that was considered an investment in the future of SVG.
That in total, this credit union, GECU, will have invested $144,000, that is 12 by 12. $144,000 in taking our 12 scholarship recipients from Form 1 through to Level 2 of your college education. We are investing in you, and students, you know what is an investment? You put some money somewhere, or you start a business or you something, and you expect it to grow and to give you rewards. So if we invest $12,000 in your education, of course we expect that you, through your education and all that you're doing, you're going to turn that into millions of dollars. That is the plan. We are investing in you because you are the future, and GECU believes in the future and believes in education.
Yvette Antoine, Senior Education Officer for Primary Schools, thanked GECU for their continued generosity and encouraged the students to continue to strive toward excellence.
Less than a year ago, I witnessed you distributing bursaries to university enrollees for the same reason, helping our students by alleviating some of the financial burdens placed on them. Thank you very much, GECU. To the students who have benefited today from GECU's generosity, I know you and your parents are grateful for this assistance. How can you show your gratitude to GECU? The answer to that question is work hard and excel. Strive to be good citizens of this blessed nation. I strongly believe that that's what GECU is expecting from you. To this end, be thankful, excel.
In keeping with its efforts to provide scholarships to well-rounded secondary school students, Flow has added 5 new students to their 7-year scholarship program, in which they will invest approximately 50,000 EC dollars annually. The scholarship program to meet the academic needs of select students whose grades reflect a serious-minded and hard-working character. Country manager of Flow, Wayne Hull, stated that they are always pleased to give back to the community and offer rewards to students who take their education seriously.
Event is one of my most favorite events to host on behalf of Flow. It's really a proud moment for the company where we can sort of recognize success and contribute and give back to the community in which we do business. We've been making this investment for over 34 years now, and it is even more relevant today as we live our commitment to connect communities and transform lives.
A recipient of this scholarship, Janique Nichols, shared how the program has impacted her educational journey and expressed her gratitude to Flow for not only helping her financially, but also motivating her to work harder.
Every year so far, throughout my secondary school education, I neither worry nor complain about inadequate school supplies, and I am sure the same can be said for all other recipients. This was made possible through Flow's policy and a sense of corporate responsibility. Flow has also opened up a new door of motivation for me. The high standard that is set for this scholarship has kept me on my P's and Q's, if you will. I have been even more motivated to work and study harder in my efforts to not forfeit such a great opportunity.
The United Nations Secretary General has initiated a special campaign for violence against women, and the CARICOM Youth Ambassadors of SVG have joined this campaign and will show their solidarity by wearing orange on the 25th of every month. Chelsea Ferdinand, CARICOM Youth Ambassador, said that the intent is to highlight the rise of violence against women in SVG.
Well, Orange is a campaign by the United Nations Secretary General that's initiated firstly on the 25th of November. But as a result of the violence against women, being on the rise, they decided to make it a monthly thing where the 25th of every month, they encourage persons to get involved in the campaign to end violence against women and girls. So as CARICOM Youth Ambassadors, along with our committee, we have decided to answer this call. So every month, the 25th, we hit the streets, or we use social media as a tool to let persons know that we are a part of this campaign and that we in no way condone violence against women and girls in our society.
Andre Brown, also a CARICOM Youth Ambassador, stated his view on violence against women and urged persons to speak up and join the campaign.
Important thing is that as a person in a community, if you know something is happening, you need to speak up. You need to let someone know. If it's happening to you, you need to let someone know as well. And if you're doing it, stop it, because it's something that we need to end. It needs to end.